Yeah, we here, baby.
Are we frozen? I don't know what's going on.
No, they saw us moving. They know what it is.
They saw the lights shining.
Bro, I sprayed. I had to get that Timsy smell out of here, bro.
You mean that just smell of just deliciousness?
Right? Good vibes and nice cheekbones. Get out of my studio, bro.
Bro, too much.
Even this seat feels lighter.
It was too much positivity, you know?
Stop trying to act like you genuine, bro. We know you a demon.
Who you talking to, me or Timsy? I don't know.
Bro,
what you
both
talking.
of you. Demon time, bro.
What's good? I'm La Lucha, Mario Salazar, an ice cold brew. Everybody, all the regulars.
Here. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Let me also tweet this from my Twitter account. Just to let the goons know we live.
That's right. What's good, everybody? The no dramagans. Is that what is that referring to the Cooligans Classico? I don't know what's going on.
I do love that people think I avoided the show because Everton beat Arsenal. And I would never do that.
I'm not going to suggest otherwise either.
I would never do that. But if you do bring it up, I'm leaving. I want you to know that.
Oh, did I wear the wrong shirt today?
Damn.
Look, I
got a little red and white.
I even got the little thumb holes.
You are a cold boy.
Okay.
You're a cold boy. So this is great for you.
All right. Just to let you know, I'm ready. I'm training right now. Okay. I'm just in my mood.
Chritian doesn't have the heat creating system that most humans have. Chritian's a cold boy. This is one of your features. Which,
Sure.
Turns out that means you're going to live longer.
I'll take it.
Because your inner organs, the hotter they are, the faster they wear out. There's a technical term for it.
Damn, bro. Well, why you gonna make me plan your funeral, dog? Why you putting me through
you
that?
You better be there playing an acoustic guitar, telling everyone what I was really like. He was a hero.
Mike Thomas said, "Cooligans start working with NYCFC, and all of a sudden the books are cooked."
Bro, I'll tell you this much: it ain't where our paychecks are coming from. They ain't cooked, bro. Y'all couldn't hide some of that money in our pockets?
Damn, bro. Yeah, look, we get paid in American dollars, right?
Yeah,
we got nothing to do with anything.
No deferments. Hey, we ain't got no Swiss bank accounts, bro.
What's good, everybody? Welcome.
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
Let's go. Welcome to the Cooligans.
Did you hit any buttons when Timsy was here? Did you go crazy?
No, we didn't. You know what? We didn't hit the buttons as we were chatting because we had such a beautiful and engaged conversation.
Right. Touching each other's faces as you spoke.
Okay, caressing as we
just letting him know I'm here.
Okay, this is a safe space.
I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm also listening to your body. Okay.
But I did give him like the run through of every button and what each one did. But we didn't.
It got more and more exciting as it went on.
I was explaining him, Witties and Michael Richards.
You don't know where I'm from, dog.
And but he heard it and he was like, "Oh, that's the one from." He knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, that show's made a bit of an impact.
Right.
In Europe.
And then obviously Chris Whittingham.
Hit him in the penis.
And that one I had to explain because he did not know that one.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it.
Away. I gotta be honest with you. That's the one we might not have to explain.
He's like, I need the backstory on that one.
And he goes, well, did it hit him in the penis? It did. That's why he said it.
So again, shout out to Michael Timsy for coming through yesterday and covering for Alexis since he wasn't here.
You see what Crimson Pizza put? He says Alexis always drops these random facts like he was homeschooled by somebody who was training to be on Jeopardy. That's wild specific.
That is true. I think it's mostly.
No one in my family want to be in Jeopardy.
I think it's more you're like one of those students that you think they didn't pay attention in class, but they knew just enough to pass the test.
Yeah, no, this is facts.
and the teachers are always like, man, I really thought he was a problem child. But some of it actually sunk in.
They try to catch me cheating all the time.
Right.
Because they were like, he couldn't have. He was literally throwing things, joking around, making fart sounds the entire time I taught this. How did he grasp it enough to pass it in a test? Never caught me. I mean, a lot of times I did. Yeah. But now that stuff, like I do remember the cool stuff. Like like some facts. I remember being like, what do we got to learn about this war?
Sure.
It wasn't a world war.
Alexis was like, slavery, schmavery. Why are we learning about this?
Bruh, ya pasó.
My man. I listened to my homie Ron DeSantis, and he said we don't need to know anything
He said
about
none of this is essential anymore.
my schooling was more my like group of friends. We were the type of kids that were like, we made fun of you for not doing well in school.
Hilarious.
But it was like, but these are
what bizarro world did you go?
But it was like, hood dudes too. It was just like, it doesn't, everybody was a hood kid, but we were just nerdy enough to be like, nah, bro, what you gonna be? You gonna get left back, bro?
Damn,
like,
son.
yo, it's embarrassing,
What,
dog.
you not studying, dog? Hell, bro, what you out getting, girls?
I'm out here studying and causing teenage pregnancies, bro. Like, you could do both.
If I have time to do both, you could at least do one of them, because we know you ain't getting them.
That was my friend group. So
no, my friend group was what'd you bring in? Books home?
Damn.
For what? One of your tables wobbly?
Why you going to the police academy?
Damn, son. Yo, what you want to do good in this world? Hell, yo, we all getting jobs at fact. And I did at 11. Also, I Am La Lucha said Alexis got straight A's, but had all needs improvement in conduct. 100% true as well.
You did not get all straight A's, so that's not true.
No, not straight A's. Yeah, I got good grades. I did get very good grades.
Right.
But I got constantly told he's not living up to his potential. He doesn't pay attention enough in class. He speaks too much in class.
Damn, bro. That was a rough conversation you had with your wife yesterday, right?
Yeah. I'm like, why are you telling her this, bro? I'm trying to better myself. But my mother also never went to PTA meetings, so it was just like a sheet of paper that said all this.
But she would go to like parent-teacher conferences, right?
That's what a PTA is.
No,
Parent-teacher association meeting.
No, but PTA meetings is like a whole group of parents and
my mother never went to the school.
No, okay, so but parent-teacher conference was going over your grades and going over how you're doing in school one-on-one with the teacher.
No. My mother was like, what? You're still in school, right? My mother assumed I was doing well because I hadn't gotten kicked out. My mother would also beat the crap out of me if I got a B
very
and
low.
not an A. So there was a lot hidden going on. And I was like, yo, C is pretty good. There's another one past C that's also passing. You could get a D and coast. I'm doing
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cooligans. My name is Chritian Polanco.
I am Alexis Guerreros.
And as always, yes, we are here today. It is, we're recording this Tuesday, February 7th. I have to just highlight it because it's just been, the last 7 days seemed like an upward trajectory. And I know we focus on American soccer on Tuesdays, but American soccer, the brand was strong.
It's also bleeding over into Europe a lot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, which is good. We warned you. We told you this would happen.
Bro, this is about to just be a one episode a week show because
this is gonna be one Joe Rogan podcast, bro.
Because we in the game now.
Long as hell.
That's right, dude. We're gonna do 5.5 hours with a guy who thinks the pyramids were already there when humans got
I'm telling you, Jordan Peterson is walking through that door. But because
and then he's walking out the door you don't see over there.
But last week, Weston McKennie was rumored to be going to Leeds United. And then he ended up going.
I was like, where's he going with this? Everyone knows he got on there.
And then it was like, oh, yo.
But there was rumors of Arsenal. There were rumors of PSG.
Right. And
it was crazy.
So then it happened. Then we're like, all right, the news is even better because, look, it's Tyler Adams, Brendan Aronson, Jesse Marsch. They're linking up at Leeds. They're going to be taking over the Premier League.
And then Major Leeds soccer.
And Leeds had to go on and be a hater, bro.
Leeds was like, yo, the quota for Americanos is too high right now.
We didn't mean to. The numbers are just not looking great
Can
right
I
now.
tell you how this is a victory for us?
Tell me.
Okay. You know who takes over this next match for Leeds?
Oh, yes, I did hear this.
A half Cuban, half Puerto Rican dude from New York will be on the touchline.
I just want to read this from St. Tali said, y'all live different school lives but ended up at the same place. Which story is more sad?
I mean, it's still him. He studied.
It has to be mine,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. You worked hard to get
worked too
here.
hard.
And to get here.
I was living a comfortable life in IT, and boy. Anyway, well, thank you for reminding me of that, Tali. Okay.
That is fucking amazing.
So the
yes, there's gonna be a Boricua.
So Chris Arm is rumored to be taking over interim.
Not rumored. I think they said that him and the two assistants will be responsible for the.
But I don't know who's gonna be in the technical area. They haven't confirmed that yet.
That is. All three of them can. I mean, it's a pretty big area. I don't understand.
But it's just weird because Chris Armas just got there maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
The quota of Americans. I mean, there's just Americans everywhere.
I'm just saying, it's just like, bro, Jesse Marsch brought him in like, yo, let me bring in my homie, and all of a sudden my homie's taking over my job. Well,
damn, that's like when Tom Brady let Antonio Brown sleep in his house.
Is that
remember
true?
The rumors? Antonio Brown was trying to say he was sleeping with Giselle.
He did make a rude comment on.
But he also posted a lot of stories about him and her and his Instagram and stuff.
It doesn't mean that he did.
No. He's alluding to that fact.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown did. And also, I ain't heard shit from Giselle. I'm going to tell you that. But yeah, Tom Brady was like, you know what? Why don't you stay with me and Giselle? Yeah. And Antonio was like, okay.
Okay. I didn't realize you were this stupid, Tom Brady.
Yeah, Chris Armas was like, oh, it's a nice technical area.
Let me see what it looks like with Cuban in it.
Yeah, do you have maybe a work trip planned or something?
No, so look, this is
Mike Thomas said, we reverse colonizing, bro. Y'all came on boats, we went on airplanes, bro.
The who did Leeds lose to? Nottingham Forest. They lost 1-0. I did watch the game.
Keylor Navas.
Oh yeah, Keylor Navas just showing up in Nottingham Forest is also just pretty wild.
Dude, what a wild state of affairs.
They've signed like 49 players this team.
They really have. They signed some for other teams. They're like, I got you, bro. I got you. You look like you needed my G.
But you know what? At the beginning of the year when Nottingham looked pretty bad and everyone said like, this is too many players to sign. You're not going to have any chemistry. There's no, they're going to get relegated.
Right.
And they've like managed to like piece it together and make it work. And Leeds, unfortunately, in this game had no ideas.
No, they did not manage to make it work.
Yeah, they just were trying to figure out. I think Rodrigo got injured. I don't know how long he's out for. Maybe somebody in the chat can let me know. But I did see a photo of him in the hospital saying, you know, I guess he had some kind of surgery. I don't know if he's going to be back this season. But it's he was, you know, once they got rid of Rafinha and not having Rodrigo, it's like, bro, the attacking options are quite limited.
Rodrigo will miss the back-to-back Manchester United matches. Looks like that.
That's it? Okay, so that's not. It could be worse. The Del Boy said Leeds defense let Marsch down. Look, I mean, they gave up 1 goal in this game.
Tough.
I mean, and let's not just focus on just one game. The big issues the last 3 months for Leeds is they're drawing. They mainly are getting draws in games that they probably should win. So whether it's the defense or not,
is that Jesse Marsch's fault? You'd have to say yes, right? If they're good enough to draw, you should be able to inspire them to be able to win.
I guess so. But I don't know if inspiration is enough because
from office thinks so.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, they said that the board at Leeds basically said like I mean, we like Jesse, but we need points, and they're not trying to get relegated again. And
Crimson Pizza, by the way, said didn't Chris Armas do the same thing at Manchester United? Didn't he? I don't think he ever stood on the touchline.
I don't think either.
No, but when he showed up, manager got fired. Then Chris Armas is like, bro, I know I just got here, but I don't think he don't seem like the right guy.
I would say it's a coincidence. You know, unless we have a little bit more.
Oh man, he could be the Terminator, bro.
The one thing, look, if Chris Armas is leading this team, especially in these upcoming 2 matches, which is also like just a great story against Manchester United, which is also just a great story. But Chris Armas comes from the Red Bull Jesse Marsch system. It's going to be the same exact thing. I have no reason to think it's going to look any different at all.
I don't know that it's going to be the exact same thing. The system will be the same, but maybe the way he gets players to maybe make some changes, or positioning maybe is a little different, or maybe he can, get them to, kind of become a bit more of a unit.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, they.
Well, look, Chris Armas isn't being considered for the men's national team job.
No, he is not.
But now Jesse Marsch is, because he's gone from the team.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts there?
I think, so a lot of people have been also saying like that, U.S. soccer should take time to really analyze all their options. U.S. soccer president Cindy Parlow-Cone did say recently that they want to have a sporting director first before they make a decision on
because you want to let that person hire their own coach.
Right. And she mentioned that she wants the sporting director in before the Women's World Cup. So there is time. Look, today especially, there's been a lot of rumors of, Jim Curtin was just on the podcast with DeMarcus Beasley and Agucho Onyewu, and saying like he would leave the union job for an assistant job at U.S. Soccer, which is also pretty wild. But look, he's making it clear why.
They're like, yo, would you leave your girl if you fell in love with someone else? Of course. What if it was just an option of a threesome? Yeah, I mean, still. I just get to get in there and help out a little bit. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, yeah.
Damn, bro.
I'll take a supporting role.
Yeah, son.
You get an award too, all right?
Hey, Jesse, Philly can hear this podcast, right?
He's just keeping it real. I think look, Jesse Marsch, even while he was having some good stretches at Leeds, people were still saying the same thing. People were saying this even while he was at Leipzig. So I don't see. It's not a job that I see, tons of managers pining for. And Jesse Marsch, I think, would be a good option, and I think a good fit. I think it's unfortunate what happened at Leeds. We've been talking about him positively because we would just want him to succeed there,
right?
Because and I guess you could argue that he is the most successful American manager in the Premier League Premier League history, right?
The most successful American manager, bar none.
Okay.
No way, because here's the thing: he saved them from the drop last year.
Yes.
So yeah, while he did not win anything, there's no other American manager. Well, I guess David Wagner technically.
Yeah. Right.
But there's no other American manager that I can think of that has survived that long as at that level that he has.
Yeah. So look, I mean,
who else? Would you say Bruce Arena? But he won everything in MLS. He never got to that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have to give him some credit. I think a lot of people think that him losing his job at this particular moment, when right after the transfer window, right before these two matches against Manchester United, unless you really have a strong vision for a replacement, it might have been a little preemptive, but I get it. I mean, it's just more than anything, Leeds have just been underperforming and underachieving, and I think they have a team good enough to be in the conversation of, like, I don't know, Crystal Palace or something. Like they should have like 25 points, and they have 17 or whatever.
Brentford,
it's just like not. It's not
Brighton.
It's not Everton. Terrible,
right?
But
Jesse Marsch for Everton.
I would. You know what? I would take it.
Yeah,
I would take it.
We didn't talk about the Sean Dyche thing, but are you happy with this? I'm very unhappy for you. In fact, I would have wished.
Look, I'm wearing my Everton shirt for. I said yes. I told Tim yesterday. I'm like, I gotta wear an Everton shirt again in front of Alexis, so he knows. As I mentioned it with Timothy a little bit, just like it's essentially surprising to me that the basics, the fundamentals that Sean Dyche implements is like, why couldn't Frank Lampard just tell them to,
not let their player run past them?
Double team the winger when they have the ball, close down, like really simple and practical things. It's surprising to me that those defensive fundamentals led to offensive opportunities and just, I don't know, I said, what did I say the last couple of weeks? I said Frank Lampard, for some reason, just doesn't punish players who don't play well. And who didn't play in this game? Demarai Gray. Demarai Gray did not play in the game. And I said week after week, I mean, he gets a banger here and there. And
yeah, but Idrissa Gana Gueye also makes a ton of mistakes, and he was in there.
I wouldn't say a ton.
Oh, a significant amount. In fact, I think Tifo IRL.
Carson Daly say?
Carson Daly was like, yo, which is a reference I don't get. Ant talked about it a lot. I'm super young. Whatchamacallit, Tifo IRL did a whole video about, I think, like, Sean Dyche, like, what to expect.
Yeah.
And they were like, JJ Bull just kept saying, like, Idrissa Gana Gueye again, making another mistake. But
well, he did. I would argue he had one of his best games this season playing on the Sean Dyche.
He showed up.
Yeah.
Really, really great time, by the way. Thanks. We'd be 8 points. But thank you to City for dropping points. We still 5 up, baby.
Yeah.
The loss against you doesn't matter.
Show some love to Tottenham Hotspur, bro. Show some love,
bro.
Show some respect.
Bro, you know how many times I tried to believe in you to help me? And y'all couldn't? Yo, finally.
They did it. They did it.
How is it that you win and yet hurt yourself? I don't know how that happens. But to talk about the men's national team job, there is this sort of argument. If we want to consider, right, if we want to talk about the Twitter sphere, you know?
Yeah.
U.S. Soccer Twitter, Reddit, you know? Just the deep web of soccer fans. You know?
Yeah. Those very difficult to find websites.
Yes, deep web. You need Tor to get in there. But that sort of, I don't want to call them the serious nerddom of U.S. soccer, but the people tweeting about U.S. soccer nonstop and the people talking about it nonstop on Reddit and stuff like that, there seems to be a growing argument, or there's two tracks: people that want the most accomplished manager possible, and those that want the most accomplished American manager possible.
Right. Yeah. I think I saw Charles Boehm tweet about this, and essentially mentioning how that seems to be a factor for a lot of people, that they do want a manager that is American. And it isn't like we've had a fair amount of foreign managers. I mean, a couple in my memory. I know, obviously, Jurgen Klinsmann, but then who was in the 98 World Cup? Was it Croatian or something, or Serbian? I forgot his name.
I don't think that was 98.
It was either 94 or 98. I think it was 98 because during the didn't Grant R.I.P. Grant Wall, he had the podcast.
No, Steve Sampson. I want to talk to Sampson.
No, but he got fired. Who was the guy who took his place? Boyan something?
You want to hear something crazy? Steve Sampson's real name? Mark Steven Sampson. What you going with your middle name for?
What's wrong with that? Maybe there was a lot of Marks somewhere.
I see one in front of me, bro.
Mark's rocking with us. Okay, it's 94 is Andrew Johnson is mentioning. Anyway, so to me it is Steve Sampson in 1998, Bora Milutinovic.
That was way before. That was in 94 though.
That's what they're saying. They're saying 94. So I don't know where I guess to me there doesn't exist this like trauma of foreign managers where people are like, no, we definitely need an American manager. It seems weird to me that anybody would have that opinion, because I also wonder, like, do people have that opinion in like other countries that they don't want a foreign manager? Is that a common thing? I don't know. Do the English feel that way, that they need to have an English manager?
They do, but they feel that way about a lot of stuff.
Okay,
like citizens. Unfortunately,
people who have construction jobs are very concerned about where they're from.
Upset about it. But that is a very common problem over there. But I do think I think it's a sign of where your nation is in their footballing history, on whether the manager of your national team is from that country or not.
Sure.
I don't think it's a necessity. I think Marcelo Bielsa is one of the names that's being considered for the U.S. men's national team job. I don't know that that's the right choice. And I love Bielsa, but I'm not sure that that's the right choice for that role.
To me, it seems like, and based on the World Cups I've experienced in my life and watching some of these U.S. players, I think there's every country has like its own identity, its own personality, its own playing style, and all this other stuff. Right. And I think I'll say this. I think the corny, rah-rah kind of like let's believe in ourselves, American.
Oh, I believe that we will win.
I think it kind of works for us. I don't know. I feel like.
So you're saying we are the Jesse Marsch wearing, all birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
guitar when you score.
I think the players responded well to Gregg Berhalter, who was, had the newest kicks, the newest Nikes.
Yeah, but he was more of a stoic. He wasn't like Gregg Berhalter is cool. Jesse Marsch is the epitome of cool. The opposite of cool.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it was very different meaning words.
Yeah. I was thinking of what is it? Antithesis, whatever that word is. Yeah,
antithesis.
Yeah, dude. Totally, dude. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Like he's the antithesis of cool. Like he is. He's kind of cool because he's so uncool and doesn't care.
Right. And look, Del Boy just said American exceptionalism BS. It didn't work at Leeds, and maybe it just doesn't really work. Maybe
that's not really what he was doing.
It isn't, but I mean,
I know he showed everyone the movie, the documentary.
Right.
About the national team kind of coming back together, wanting to win for America.
Right. Wasn't it? No, the Redeem team. The basketball.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you said the national team.
That is.
Oh, wait.
It was a USA basketball.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
about like the embarrassment of losing.
When you say the national, you have to. This is a soccer show.
What? I didn't sign up for that.
You have to be clear about what national team you are referring to. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, the national basketball team, USA basketball. About them coming back and wanting to win for America. And did you watch it at all?
I did not watch it.
Very good. There was a story of what was it? Who's a really tall dude? God damn it.
Patrick Ewing.
Yes. He was too old for the movie. No, he played at Minnesota and he played at Boston. And
Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, Melo, and somebody else were coming back to the hotel room at like 6:30 in the morning, right? And sitting there is Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant is tying his shoes. And they were like, oh, you went out? And he was like, nope, just got up. I was just at the gym for an hour. And now I changed shoes because now I'm going to go do cardio. And they're like, oh, okay. And then the next day at practice, he burns them all. Right. So the guys are like, go out again, come back. And Kobe Bryant's sitting there changing his shoes. And they're like, what's up, Kobe? And he's like, what's up? I'm heading to the gym. And then he burns them all in practice again. So everybody starts going to the gym with Kobe Bryant in the morning. And the best was Carmelo Anthony's like, bro, 5:30, we all in there. He's like, well, let me stop lying. I didn't go at 5:30. I went at like 6, 7:30. But still, we didn't go to the club the night before. And so, like, I get the meaning of it and the inspiration behind it is good. But what is a group full of English dudes? They're not going to get inspired by USA winning something else. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. That is maybe there is a little cultural disconnect. And when it comes to I think when it comes to almost any optimism whatsoever, it's just that's not an English thing at all. So when you bring that, believing in yourself is not an English.
That's not an English thing.
You can't be bringing that.
In fact, they almost recoil when you bring it up. They almost rally against it. English people would rather beat someone who thinks is better than them or thinks they deserve to win than do they deserve themselves to win?
Thinking like, we deserved this victory.
No, you'd rather stop someone who believes in themselves.
Right, yeah. We defeated the empire. You know what I mean? Like that feels better.
That prick came in here thinking he was good. Showed him. That's what the English want. And so it didn't work.
So when you have American managers, that tends to look. That's gonna be part of it because.
But what manager do you want for the U.S. national team?
Oh, I mean, that's
like
such a bigger question.
If you could, I mean,
Zidane. I mean, if he was interested, that would be great.
I'm not sure about his tactical nuance. No, what type of manager? Not name. Like, give me like if you were the sporting director, Chritian. You've just been hired as the U.S. Soccer sporting director.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Hey, we need. Yeah, we're all excited. It's a group here. We need a manager right away. We need a head coach for this U.S. men's national team.
Mm-hmm.
Give us your what are some of the characteristics you would look for?
I would look for a manager with I would say a more pragmatic playing style and a manager that can adapt to the situation. Like, so if I'm thinking about Netherlands and Tim Ream and Walker Zimmerman can't get the ball out of the can't cross any lines to get a ball to a midfielder. I'm like, okay, well, could we get someone who can try to predict how teams may play us and get players that are a bit more versatile to be able to handle challenging situations. So
you want Sean Dyche? That's what you want.
Pragmatic, yeah. I think
boring.
So boring. Look, I mean, boring people keep their jobs, bro.
People are saying Tata Martino. People are saying Rooney. Come on. There's a bunch of names. I think different from you. What I would want is probably someone like a Jesse Marsch, because I would want to see this project through. I picked that word specifically because I don't know that I don't want to say process, because process means we are going in the right direction. But I think this project seems like the right thing. If you look at how people reacted to this U.S. men's national team at this last World Cup, I think there was a lot of interest in players like Yunus Musa, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, what's his name, Anthony Robinson. The players that we asked to be dynamic, that in this system look dynamic and get an opportunity to be more dynamic, they got a lot of attention, and we're getting a lot of respect, and we're getting a lot of looks by bigger clubs. Some of the other, like Tim Ream, I know you mentioned, but he looked incredible, and he's continuing to play really well.
He's having a great season.
At 35 years old. And you look at some of the, if we had a striker, obviously the results would be different, but I feel like we would be able to, if we had all of the pieces we needed, we'd be able to look back and go, hey, this whole process we have going on right now, this project seems like it's going in the right direction. And to stop it now, maybe the manager was the right guy, and I do believe Gregg Berhalter was the right guy to take us from not qualifying, having to change over our entire roster, having to develop these youth players to believe in themselves and to become a unit and to become a team. He was the right guy to do that. Is he the right guy to continue moving forward? I don't have enough to sit here and say, yeah, that's the guy. I don't have enough to defend him with. So if you want to make a change, I get it. But what I don't want is someone who comes in and tears that down and brings us back to, all right, let's get 8 in the box. I don't want that. So
sure.
I want someone who can continue and maybe can get us, what is the next step above a Gregg Berhalter? If you simply look at their coaching careers, you'd have to say Jesse Marsch is the next step above Gregg Berhalter, right? Similar styles. Gregg managed only in MLS. He was able to do MLS and Germany and a little bit in England. He's got a lot more experience.
Yeah.
He's reached a higher level. So to me, Jesse Marsch is that guy.
I agree. I wouldn't be upset with that decision. And I think what I think Jesse can help with and help the current crop of players, and maybe this is the thing I've been more mindful of as I'm just like, as we've interviewed more players and really just talked about kind of like the psychological aspect of the game. And you hear a lot of former players talk about like even if certain players have Champions League experience per se, having those minutes, if you've played 20 minutes in a Champions League knockout game or something like that, that does so much more for your self-confidence and just your abilities than just playing years in the championship or something like that. You know,
of course.
So the level of experience that Jesse Marsch has had, I think will be really, really helpful to help prepare players for big World Cup matches. And this World Cup, the 2026 World Cup, is going to be interesting because there aren't going to be those leading matches, competitive matches, to get yourself psychologically prepared. You're already qualified.
We're already qualified.
So, I think Jesse Marsch can help prepare
and he
those
managed
players.
technically 3. I mean, not for long, but 3 of the more important players of this 2026 squad.
Right.
So you get a chance. But at least now Jesse Marsch gets a chance to unwind a little bit.
Exactly.
And how do we like to unwind here on the Cooligans? Well, we crack open an ice Coors Light.
Let's go. All right. You know, there's no reason to be sad.
No.
This opens so many doors for Jesse
Buddy,
Marsch.
kick your feet up. You ain't got to go to work today. It's Friday. Relax.
Well, it's Tuesday right now, but
Shut up. In this dream world where you and I get to talk to Jesse Marsch, it's Friday.
Jesse Marsch decides what day it is whenever he
but
wants.
But your calendar's empty. It's all Saturdays. And how I like to relax on any day. When I want to chill, I grab a nice cold can that already tells me on the can it's cold. The beer inside this can is perfect to drink right now. It's the right temperature. And that is an ice Coors Light.
Exactly. And it tells us it's cold, and it doesn't yell at us about it.
No, I
would. Okay. It's calm.
Subtle.
It's subtle. It's calm. It's just like, yo, baby, I'm ready to be drank.
Hey, can I show you something? Hey, you see those mountains? I mean, do you notice they're a different color than they were before? Yeah, they're blue. And you know why? Because the can's cold.
Let's go.
We're ready to go.
So you got to appreciate it. No other cans are doing that, all right? So you love it. So when it's time to unwind, Coors Light is the beer we reach for. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/Cooligans.
Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, let's go. All right, let's move on to the finance portion of our show, which, as you know, it always gets into finance.
This is very important.
Just call us. We're Jim Cramer right now,
bro. Just like Jim Cramer, do the opposite of whatever we say.
Okay, we got to get to this because this obviously just happened hours ago or whatever. The news, obviously, we will get to a bunch of MLS, NWSL stuff, but we just got to make sure we get to this because Manchester City.
You got an ad blocker?
No, I don't know what happened. I don't have an ad blocker. Maybe I should put an ad blocker. Anyway, but as long as unless it's a Coors Light ad, then no, that's a good ad.
We will not block that ad. People, Mega Raymond goes, here comes the spreadsheet. And then Cooper said, where's the spreadsheet?
No, Manchester City are in the news because they have been, I believe, just charged with breaking financial fair play rules. We've heard this for
9 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of years. We've heard this. We've heard this repeatedly.
That's 8.5 more than what I think.
So we've heard this for a while, especially when it comes to UEFA. We usually heard it in the context of UEFA looking into how Manchester City handles all their financial fair play rules and all the other stuff.
Turns out the Premier League also did their own investigation, which I believe lasted 4 years.
Yeah, and there's something about like 101 or 103 counts that they've found that they may have broken rules.
Oh, this isn't 1 or 2. This is a significant number.
So this is not a great look, and apparently there isn't room to like appeal it and stuff like that, like it was with UEFA and FIFA. It's more it's something that the Court of Arbitration for Sport, I believe that's what it's called, that operates for the Premier League. I assume it's an independent investigator or an independent authority.
Turns out that top investigator is also an Arsenal supporter. I don't know if you saw that.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
But this is where as soon as I heard that the lead investigator is an Arsenal supporter, it's already starting to get like, the waters are muddied.
That's what you do.
Yeah, it's just getting a lot of.
This is how you do it, though. If you are one, this is what you do. You say like, oh, you think that's real,
right?
You didn't know it is.
So
Fauci, bro, he paid for the investigation. That's basically what they're doing.
So yeah, reading here, it says City said on Monday they were quote unquote surprised to have been charged by the Premier League with 101 alleged breaches of financial rules spanning from 2009/2010 to 2017-18. So there's a couple of things going on here, right? Because now people are talking about if they get if they lose in this case, there's a couple possible punishments, right? They could have a point deduction. They could be relegated. They could also have their trophies vacated. And
you got to move out of those trophies. What a weird way.
So they could.
Damn, they gonna make y'all Tottenham, bro.
But and all the media, all the big media outlets are just like, oh, what should the punishment be? Like it's just like.
What would you do if you could punish City?
Just a very like, who's the cutest boy?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's
if you could marry anybody, who would it be?
So pretty wild. Look, and we were talking about this before we started recording about what should the punishment be, and some people have suggested taking away their titles, and then that would mean that it would go to the second place team.
See, this is what I don't agree with. Look, any club that is found to have broken the rules and used it as an advantage. To a certain degree. I mean, some stuff should just be pow. You know what I mean?
Right. But a pow is totally called for most.
I mean, in fact,
most financial rules.
When you get to 100, you might be past the pow range.
Right. Yeah. You might have to go to your room at some point.
Right. There's a higher jurisdiction that is reached here than a pow. But I will say, I mean, some stuff it's like, maybe you paid them like endorsement fees or something, or they got appearance fees that were much, much higher than everyone else. There's some stuff where you're like, okay, we see what you did. We're going to stop you from doing that moving forward. And now no one gets to do it because, you found some weird little loophole. When you have this much, it's pretty significant. What I don't like is, should the punishment be you lose those trophies you won because of the thing? Maybe yes, but those 11 guys still won that thing. They still beat the other 11 guys. Was the team construction in an illegal manner? Sure. The club should be forced to pay for that. What are you going to do? Go to Agüero's house and take away his championship ring? You know what I'm talking about? Or the medal, because they win medals there, because they hate jewelry. You can't do that. And you can't take away that Agüero moment, like they're talking about in the thing. You can't take away these moments. Does Stoke City become FA Cup champion from back in the day? No, you don't. You made a good point though, and I do think this is important. There is a purse you win by becoming champion.
Yeah.
That sometimes also is bonuses for players. City, if they are found to have done these things, taking their trophy away and taking away their Premier League trophy and giving it to Manchester United, to me is stupid. Manchester United didn't win. They did. Those players won that. Don't take that away from the players. The club should have to pay whoever would have finished in that place, whoever would have won that final.
Sure, maybe
they should have to pay them that amount.
Yeah, the financial, the purse, I could understand. Maybe the other team would,
because then those players got screwed.
Yeah. So that I could understand. There has to be some level of compromise again if they are found guilty of these accusations.
Paolo Nelson said, "Okay, everyone, line up for a pow at the front office first."
Bro,
you know when the players go up and they receive their medal and they shake all the hands?
Yeah.
They should get a couple pow
on the wrist.
Just a list of UEFA executives.
Okay, never again. Don't do it again.
Yeah. All right, now you know we're watching.
There was also a remark from Pep Guardiola from last year when the same similar conversation came up and the ruling was overturned, and where he said that if he finds that he is being lied to when it comes to any of this, the financial stuff.
My favorite quote.
He said, "I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'm not your friend." Something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
I'm leaving tomorrow, and we are no longer friends.
And we are no longer.
Wow, dude, why so harsh, Pep?
Okay, so he's gonna take his PlayStation home, and he's not letting you play with it. Okay,
bro, Pep said, "Hey, listen, I understand sometimes you can't tell me 100% of the truth, but if I find out you lied to me, you getting blocked on IG, bro." What?
You don't? I mean,
wow.
No coming back from that.
Nah, dude. He's like, yo, bro, for some reason, I can't tag them in this photo. I don't know why that is.
It's absolutely surreal. So So that's basically it.
Do you think Manchester City, if found to be guilty, do you think they actually will be punished? Forget that. Here's a better question. If you are a part of the Premier League, does it not hurt you to relegate Manchester City?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean that has to be. You're not an adult if you're not having that conversation. It is financially it will affect the whole of the Premier League.
Right. So then to some degree, would it not be dumb to try to punish them at that level?
Well, I mean, Juve got relegated, right?
Right, but that's because
they really did something really
bad. It was
bad.
a little different. Their shit was like almost violent.
Yeah. So whether it's dumb or not, if it's the right thing to do and if it's justified, then you do it. But again, to me, look, I can only speak. Look, if I'm just talking about financial rules, and it has nothing to do with like actual crime and actual hurting other human beings and stuff like that. I would say if the penalty on the books is, a point deduction.
Apparently there is no guideline as to what happens with this much.
Got it. Okay.
So they're going to create the standard. So they're going to set that standard.
Relegation,
which is why people are saying they're going to potentially be relegated because especially Todd Bowley's probably like, what do you think is going to happen to those guys? 'Cause, I mean, I didn't.
What are they looking at exactly?
I don't think they should be punished that bad.
Just for research purposes. Okay?
Like when you get relegated, are you allowed to go back to America? Like, is that cool?
Please don't look into me giving Mudryk a 45-year contract.
Yeah.
It's on the up and up.
What was that? Expression said he's giving them the Suge Knight Suge Knight deal. You got a 35-year contract? Damn, son, you ain't getting that.
What is it, a 365 deal?
No, 360.
360 deal or whatever.
Damn, son, he gets a cut of your merch too? Damn.
So I would say relegation seems too harsh. If
it seems as financially stupid, you know what I mean? In the reverse way.
Right.
It seems more prudent to leave them in the league. But also, they're not winning the league this season. Arsenal are.
Okay,
right?
Damn, bro, where did this confidence come from? But this American exceptionalism.
No, I'm just saying, like, they drop points. If not, I would have been wild stressed. But they also drop points, so I don't care. Or they lost, I should say. But if there's a chance they don't win this season, it would suck to not have them in Champions League next year if you are a governing body.
Right.
But if they take a 20, 25-point deduction and a, 2-year transfer ban. It's kind of harsh.
But it is harsh. Yeah.
It ain't. You're like still like at least you're still in the league.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So look, we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know. I have no idea what the consequence will be, or I don't know what the ruling will be. It's a and especially we also don't know the specific rules that were broken. I did see a article about Yaya Touré's agent who said that he never accepted any under the table payments or things like that,
suggesting that he was offered it.
Right. So everybody's gonna go. It's a decade, so there's a lot of people.
A video resurfaced on Twitter from a tweet from 2014. Of Pep Guardiola being asked after winning a final. I believe it was FA Cup or the Carabao Cup final. I'm not sure which final it was. They asked him.
Was Pep there in 2014?
Yeah.
How long has Pep been there?
I think that was his first year, if I'm not mistaken.
But
he was asked, it's alleged that Roberto Mancini was paid outside of the country, was paid in a secondary account.
Right.
What do you? But he refuses to answer the question. What do you say? And Pep Guardiola is like, do you think it's fair for me to answer these questions?
I did see this.
So he let's see, he's been there. No, 2016.
Told you. Yeah.
So why was he asked that in 2014? Maybe that.
No, he was asked about it because of 2014.
No, the tweet's from 2014.
I don't think so. He was.
I'll pull it up.
He was asked about something in regards to Mancini's time while he was there, but I did see it.
Well, the point is like there's been rumors, there's been stuff floating around about it, but it's almost like I think the Scottish Premier League, suffered when they sent Rangers down to the 4th division.
Yeah. So and that's the risk you take. You might have to. The league will hurt itself to prove a point. Which
Mike Thomas said it wasn't me.
This is the clip.
It's from 2019.
2019. Yes. Let's see if should play.
Roberto Mancini was discovered to have had separate payments from Abu Dhabi while he was manager. Have you ever had separate payments from Abu Dhabi while City manager?
Do you know the question as you're asking to me? Do you know the question asking me if I receive money for another situation right now today? Honestly, do you think I deserve to make this kind of question and happen, Roberto? I don't know. The day won the travel about the I've received money for other situations.
So Pep, when he gets angry at you, he turns into it's like almost like an actor. Like he just becomes like method. Like, you gonna talk to me?
He also does the whisper talking that an evil character does. Oh, you really think you can ask me this question?
It's just
to me.
It's pretty remarkable.
On this day that I win the treble,
on the day of my daughter's treble,
you come to me asking for my help. Do you? Really
he did the. Oh, bro, he's been in England for a minute,
bro. He looked like a tia, right? Oh, you told me you were allowed to drink Coca-Cola, but now I called your mother and I found out I was not supposed to give you the Coca-Cola, and now you're making me look like an asshole.
These two said Pep De Niro, Michael Williams, Pep Montana, Pep the Mafia Ball. He gets. There's something, because we all know him as like the
jovial, dancing around.
Well, not even that, but just
Lisette said Pep in boots. Come on,
like Antonio. He does sound like Antonio Banderas.
Come on,
but he does.
Corleone.
We know him as the the man obsessed with football and focused on every single detail and really kind of animated. But when you cross a line with Pep Guardiola, like this is how he talked to Joao Cancelo before he sent him to Bayern.
Know where you're going? You're going to Germany.
So
nobody wants to go. A nice Cobra said Pep Shiesty. Bro, he should be wearing the.
He's look, at some point, Pep's had enough with these like questions, and I'm gonna take it at face value and assume that he's just trying to manage his players, manage the club.
He shouldn't have to answer.
He shouldn't have to answer. He doesn't.
Front office,
right.
His checkbook.
So
that said, though, when you answer a question like that, it makes me assume you may know more than you're leading on to. Like, I'll give you an example. My buddy was driving with his girl, and his phone, an alert pops up, and it was 1 a.m, and it was like a guy's name, but the note was not from a dude.
Okay, yeah, the message.
So his girl goes to grab the phone, and I'm not making this up. Do you know what he does next?
I don't know what he does next.
He grabs his phone and throws it out of the window of a moving vehicle. Now, he explains this.
I mean, Pep didn't like knock over the mic and water and run out.
But he explained this to us like, she ain't get to read nothing, bro. She don't know. And I'm like, oh, she knows. You know what I
mean? I'm going to assume she knows it. It's probably a little bit worse, her assumptions, than you just letting her read it.
100%. She is in the camp of this dude is doing something wrong. She doesn't know exactly what, but trust me, she's not at home right now making your favorite dinner, waiting for you to come home.
So look, I don't take it as that. I think this response from Pep, it is. Look, I think the journalist probably has to ask the question because they're doing their job. But I have no reason to think that the manager himself is involved in some sort of a violation of the rules. Whether he is or isn't, I have no reason to assume that he would. Why would he even
walk in the front office and go, get me this player, and I don't care how?
Why would he want that job? He has already a billion other things to worry about.
So he's one without it. D. Stu, and I want to read this in the Angry Pep. You hand me a can that does not tell me if the beer is cold. You hand me this like I drink anything other than ice cold Coors Light. You hand me a beer sourced anywhere other than the Rockies?
Bro, these two, you're going to be writing our ad copy going forward.
These still, bro.
Just as Pep. Pep is going to be reading our ads.
Michael Raymond said, "My friend, it's Alexis." No, there's no chance I wouldn't survive that. I would be rolling next to that phone outside the car if that ever happened with me and D.
So pretty wild. Look, we'll see what happens. But again, I think as of right now, I'm believing Pep. I don't think he has anything to do with anything.
Leave Pep alone on this, bro. Oh no, wait a minute. Keep stressing Pep out.
Okay, yeah. Up until the end of the season. Once Arsenal lift the trophy, then give him a break. Okay. All right. Let's move on to some MLS stuff. Because this was
so let's talk about the NBA All-Star Game.
No, but this was kind of fun because Tom Boger, shout out to Tommy Scoops, he tweeted this. He wrote, sources, which I'm assuming is just Tom, all right? But he says...
the phone he just had to his ear.
You'll know what I mean by the last sentence. But he goes, USMNT and Nashville SC defender Walker Zimmerman was asked to play in the 2023 NBA Celebrity All-Star basketball game, but can't because he's in the middle of preseason. Zimmerman played basketball in his youth and was quite good. The game is a week before MLS opening day. Now, the tweet is interesting, right? You never really hear of MLS players being invited to almost any NBA thing outside of simply like when a player gets signed and they go to that.
Sit on the court side.
Sit on the court side. That happens from time to time. But then I want to highlight this because Chritian Roldan, Roldan, I want to say.
This is an opportunity to get cooked by your friends.
Because if you compliment somebody on the internet, there's gonna be people who are like, hey,
listen, I gotta go use the toilet, so I got some time here.
Slow down with all that.
Yeah. I can't let my friend get a big head.
But Seattle Sounder and USMNT teammate of Walker Zimmerman said, quote, I don't doubt that he was invited, Tom, but quote unquote, quite good. Who told you this?
Yeah. Where'd you get this? What source was this?
What source is Fabrizio saying this? What's going on here? And then
did Fabrizio call you but sound like Walker Zimmerman saying this?
Because Walker Zimmerman just responded saying Christian. Well, it feels like he's talking to me a little bit. It's kind of nice.
No H though.
What'd you say?
No H.
No H, that's right. I mean, Chritian Roldan's name is spelled the way, like the Spanish way.
Yeah.
And, but, I don't know what my parents were thinking. Who knows?
They were like, that'll American. They'll never think he's Dominican now.
And this kind of happened even in the quote tweets. There were a couple other MLS players doing the same thing. Everybody was just saying like, yo, slow down. I think it was Chris Seitz who played with Walker Zimmerman at FC Dallas. And he said, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said like Walker Zimmerman was probably like the fourth best player on during my FC Dallas days. So there's a lot of people coming here with receipts, bro.
Bro, now you gotta go, Walk. But drain 81 on him, on Justin Bieber, bro.
Okay, dunk on Kevin Hart, bro.
You gotta take Jack Harlow to the hole.
Who's the dude, the Secretary of Education under Obama that was that he played basketball. He played
Kumar?
No. I forgot his name, but maybe somebody in the chat. But there was the Secretary of Education that was under the Obama administration was like a baller, and he played in the Celebrity All-Star game.
Wet shot, draining Jays.
My man was just like in the post, Charles Oakley style.
Yeah,
just had a nice mid-range.
Oh no, not the
So
Hakeem.
that's who Walker Zimmerman gonna be playing against. But I think the main thing here is that we know, yes, athletes getting involved in other sports can be dangerous.
But it's also the celebrity game. You could give them a few minutes.
Right.
Full wave.
Yeah. It's just like, you're not. I've never heard of anybody tearing an ACL.
Right.
Celebrity.
Jack Harlow ain't worried.
All right.
By the way, a nice Cobra said Sky is reporting that the lawyer City is bringing in is on the same salary as KDB.
Okay. It's getting messy, bro. So,
you got some big money lawyers, bro.
So this is look, Kevincho in the chat saying for the content, and you gotta. This seems like a missed opportunity. All-Star game is
That's a great idea. He said, this is Gavincho's idea. Send an MLS player of each team to the NBA All-Star game and a player from the NBA to the MLS All-Star game.
Joel Embiid,
bro,
target man.
He got some skill.
He can ball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple. Joel Embiid is a pretty good player. I've seen him like juggle at the very least. He's pretty good. Who else?
Who's the kid from Toronto? Siakam?
Okay.
He's incredible.
Siakam. Luka's pretty good. He's Serbian.
Oh, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, Luka, he's pretty good.
I bet you Jokic got something in him.
I don't doubt it.
Smoking a cigarette out there.
Get a clean triple-double at the MLS All-Star game.
Like, bro, is that guy eating a bag of cheese curds?
Joe, Harden, Durant, meaning having them play.
Those two own teams. I don't think Harden and Durant are really skilled in the game of soccer.
And Ice Cold Bruce said John Morant would be on some Joseph Martinez shit, smaller, but got crazy ups. Yo, bro, I would. Dude.
Steve Nash could still ball a little bit too. I know he's not really in the NBA anymore.
Yeah,
as a coach, but
he played in the Steve Nash game, the yearly game that they
Greek
do in
freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Of course,
Antetokounmpo.
Juan Vargas said, "Do Dominicans and Cubans say "mama huevo"? Dominicans say it.
Yeah, it's not a big thing in Cuban culture.
No, it's a very more Dominican thing.
It's much more Dominican. In fact, who else says it besides Dominicans?
I'm glad we could. It's just a nice little bilingual lesson. We just.
How would you? What I know how to use "mama huevo," but in what scenario are we talking about?
I don't know. I don't even know why it's in the chat. It's a little bit of a surprise, but I appreciate it. It's kind of fun.
I think Cubans are more like "hijo de puta."
Yeah.
That's one word, by the way.
Híjole, man. That's the more Mexican way. Anyway.
Is that really?
Yeah. Okay. MLS owner 3 aside.
Oh, my God. That's the burst hammy cup right there, bro.
I think this would be a really cool thing if they if any of this like crossover happened. So maybe one day, maybe this little I don't know, outcry. Maybe we'll have somebody change their minds or whatever. Let Walker play 6-7 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
Couple photos.
Drain a J. Catch a rebound.
That's it.
Make an outlet pass.
Keep it moving. Make the TikTok, and that's it.
And you know what you do? You make it fun. It's a celebrity game. He bumps Jack Harlow or Drewski, whoever's on the pitch,
right.
on the court.
On the pitch.
Right? He bumps him, and then the ref comes out, gives him a red card. He walks off the court, and no injury. Blah, 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 blah. The reporters are like, oh, he got a red card. MLS season kicks off on Apple TV+.
You see the brilliant ideas that we come up with on this show?
Bro, off the dome.
Bro, okay? And maybe Walker can get a basket off the dome. Whatever.
He heads the ball.
He heads the ball. That the board Martha let him fake an injury and dive.
Bro,
you know how
viral? Come on.
You know how viral that will go?
Bro, y'all dumb, bro.
You're welcome, MLS. Look at this.
Y'all need us, MLS. Answer our emails, MLS.
We're going to go directly to iTunes support if you don't answer us.
Bro.
The other thing that's kind of cool in American soccer news, we were talking about this last week. Wrexham came up, but Wrexham is going to be in America playing in the TST in the soccer tournament 7v7.
And, bro, the players get that $1 million if they win.
Yo, and they might have a strong...
you mean a professional squad?
A professional...
Versus a couple of guys that Clint Dempsey knows? Yeah, dude.
But Wrexham is going to be playing in North Carolina. It's going to be June 1st through 4th. Obviously, we know the...
Disadvantage. They're going to be in Charlotte in the summer. You and I have been there in the summer.
Yeah, it's a bit...
You and I couldn't handle it. We have Caribbean blood. Do you think a bunch of Welsh are going to be able to handle this?
So it's going to be interesting. I wonder...
When they see the mosquitoes we saw, they're going to be like, we need to leave this godforsaken land.
Right. This is a... look, again, when it comes to cross-promotion, we're just talking about it. Why can't an MLS player playing the Celebrity All-Star game? But this is a good move from Wrexham and from Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. This is...
people asking if we're going. We have been asked... To some degree, right? We're having some of those conversations.
We'll see.
But I will say this. We will drop all of those prior engagement and agreements and commitments if Wrexham asks us to come through.
There we go. All right, we're putting it out there.
We get a phone call from Rob and Ryan. We going.
Okay, you got our numbers, bro.
Bro, come on. Text us back, Ryan.
Okay. The other couple things that we have to make sure we discuss. NWSL. Finally, we're getting the schedule. When is it? Tomorrow?
Release the damn schedule, bro.
So we're recording this Tuesday, February 7th. The schedule will be dropping February 8th when some people are listening. But I want to have a kind of a bigger conversation here because Jessica Berman, the commissioner of NWSL, did also tweet saying that kind of an apology, apologizing for it taking so long to release a schedule. A lot of fans, journalists, everybody's been pointing out
become a joke, but from frustration.
Right. But it's become a thing where not releasing the schedule promptly doesn't allow, it hurts the league's growth because people can't actually schedule an away trip, or a journalist can't schedule to cover a particular game. They don't know when these games are happening. They don't want to be booked to do something else. Yeah. And when an important game might be happening. And the commissioner wrote a tweet just kind of saying like, look, we don't have essentially she's like alluding to, maybe one day we'll explain why it's taken so long. And it's I think for a lot of people, they're happy like, oh, okay, finally we're getting the schedule, but still.
You created more questions. Yeah, it's
like not exactly comforting to know what. So it just kind of highlights, or at least feels like that NWSL is still in some, not necessarily disarray, but still not as organized as I think we would want.
I think they're just getting out of the startup phase, and I think there's still some leftover of that, and this is one of those things.
Okay. So when we see the schedule, hopefully we'll see, obviously looking forward to a lot of big games. I hope they do something similar to the way MLS is starting this season, which at the Rose Bowl and LAFC, El Tráfico at the Rose Bowl and stuff like that. Like we need a couple of those. There isn't an NWSL All-Star game. We need those those big marquee.
An All-Star game would be huge.
Marquee games. I would love to see it. Okay. FanXY said it would be complete chaos with McElhaney Reynolds duo with the Cooligans.
Bro, streets need it.
The streets are dying for it,
The streets of Wrexham need it.
The other thing I wanted to make sure we talked about was the bid for the 2030 World Cup that has been made official. Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, and Paraguay launch a joint bid for the 2030 World Cup. And they mentioned here in the tweet, BR Football said it would mean the World Cup celebrates its 100th anniversary in Uruguay, where the tournament was first held.
First ever where U.S. finished third and Uruguay beats Brazil in the final. Mm-hmm. First ever World Cup. 100th, I'm down.
Do you? Some people think it's too many countries.
4?
4 countries that are not.
We got 3, and 2. One of them is huge.
Yeah, I guess I don't have that much of an issue with it, and they're all.
Some of the reporting of post this last World Cup, one of the big positives that came out of it was everyone saying, turned out to be great that all the games were in the same area, because people would be going to a restaurant or a cafe, and their friend would be like, oh, a friend of mine just texted me that he has a couple extra tickets for the game today. And it's not like, oh, now we got to go fly to LA, or now we got to go fly to Toronto, or we got to go fly to Mexico City. It's all there. You're always in the city where the games are happening. So that was a big positive. So I get maybe having 4 countries involved is not great. And also, let's not front, Argentina probably has the facilities to do this on their own.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need all these countries, but it would be cool to have this sort of large swath of area get the opportunity to be highlighted, especially with some of the difficulties that Argentina are having, economically. This would be a nice bump up for them, although you'd hope by 2030 they have it figured out. But Just even the anticipation of that, I think, is always a positive.
Yeah, I think we know as far as like infrastructure, and this is just my, the little knowledge I have a fair sense that Argentina and Uruguay are pretty fine with that stuff. But then you think of Chile and Paraguay, and then you're like, all right, maybe this might be they may only get to host 1 or 2 games and stuff like that.
Yeah, even I think Uruguay really only has like 2 stadiums that are capable of doing this.
Okay.
Peñarol's new stadium, which is a little bit out. I think it's like something de siglo, and the Centenario, which is like the big.
Oh, Double made the point saying 48 teams. Hell no, Argentina can't host alone. Yeah, now we're forgetting the
48 teams.
Yeah, so you're gonna need a couple other countries getting involved.
Yeah.
Probably for the future of most World Cups, it'll be difficult for one country to really handle it outside of like.
Michael Raymond put, isn't Argentina grimy as hell, though? Kevin just goes, what do you mean by that, Michael? God, my hermano. Bro, you got to know when, look, I love Newark, but when someone goes, ain't it dangerous? I go, what do you mean by that? I go, right. Oh, do you mean because of, and then I list out the reasons it's dangerous.
Pulls out his rap sheet.
Yeah, funny you should say that. Give me your wallet. You see what happens when you talk slick around here? You could put your eyes on your own paper, mind your business. That's how you survive. Imagine Argentina playing England in the Bombonera. Oh my God,
that'd be fun. That's also one of my like bucket list things. We got to go
to play England in the Bombonera.
To play, you got to
get out there, bro.
Missed out,
I feel like you got something to go before you get to that point, but I believe in you, bro.
Would wanna Kevincho? Have you been to Kevincho is River Plate? I know that.
Yeah.
Have you been to Bombonera? Have you been to just?
And I dare you now to say no because it's too dangerous.
Yeah, that's like one of the we gotta go to a game someday. Okay. All right, we gotta wrap up. A couple quick things. A couple people saying Bombonera is also on my bucket list. Follow us everywhere on Instagram at Soccer Cooligans. Follow us on TikTok. We're almost at 5,000 followers on TikTok.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
So hit the follow button there as well. Join us on Patreon, as always, for No Cap Recap and some extra content as well, which we're working on. We're going to be working on a little project real soon that'll be available on Patreon first to our folks. And so patreon.com/soccercooligans is where you join. Anything else before we go?
No. That's it. We love you guys.
Another hot show in the books.
It's the Cooligans,
we did it
buddy.
again. We will see you next week, everybody. Monday on YouTube, Tuesday. The podcast will be available here on the Levitard and Friends Network. So we'll see you next week, everybody.